Right. Plantar fasciitis. We're going to start off with a test for, just to see if someone tests positive for plantar fasciitis, or just if there's a possibility that they can potentially have plantar fasciitis. We are not going to diagnose. We're going to refer out. If our clients are experiencing severe pain, we want to make sure that they see their physician and get a proper diagnosis of plantar fasciitis. So the one test that I like to do for plantar is the compression test of the plantar right underneath the big toe right here. And then what you're going to do is extend first, compress right underneath that joint or that bone. And then we're going to extend that big toe. What I'm looking for you is if you have any pain as I extend the big toe.
No.
Okay.
Well,
hold on.
Hold on. A little bit? Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah.
Okay, just a little bit.
Pretty sure I got it in both feet. Oh, yeah.
So right underneath. You already feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And I put very little pressure. It doesn't take a lot of pressure. And then I'm just going to extend.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know that I'm going to have to work on her plantar. What we can do, remove the bolster. I'm bringing this table down.
What is plantar fasciitis?
So plantar fasciitis is really the inflammation of, either you have inflammation of the plantar, or there's a lot of tenderness, or it's just really congested or really tight where it's causing pain in the bottom of your feet. Okay. It attaches at the calcaneus, at the top of the calcaneus, and then at the bottom of the bone of the big toe, of that joint. Right? And it pretty much covers the bottom of your foot, about, I'll say 3 fingers worth. Right there. This is how that plantar. And then the fascia pretty much goes into your toes. So that, for me, I like to come right here. Right there. I'm not only going to focus on the plantar, I'm going to focus on the whole system, which are the gastrocs, right? The Achilles from the gastrocs. I'm also going to work the soleus, then the bottom of the Achilles, pretty much get some ankle mobility in there. I already feel clicking in the ankle. I want to bring your leg out a little bit so that we can get some foot flexion in as I work the gastrocs. Now, for time, I'm not going to go over any type of hamstring release, but session flow, I will work the hips, mobilize the hips, work on some hamstring compressions, work on some quad stretches. Look, I can just stretch the quad right here just to open up the hip. Work on origin of the hamstrings, and then do some pin and stretch of the hamstrings if you want to. You can stay right here the whole time if you want to. Remember, those hamstrings crosses over the joint, so you can do pin and stretch. Hit that tendon with your thumb, not too much pressure, and just extend right there. And you also hitting the top of the gastrocs, the origin point of the gastroc, the insertion point of the hamstrings, and the origin point of the gastrocs. So you can work this area, warm it up, pin and stretch. So you can see better. I'm right here, and I'm just extending. If you want to get pin and stretch of the gastrocs, we're going to pretty much extend the foot. I like to get a broad pressure on this and bring that foot into extension.
Ooh, I felt that.
This is a really good myofascial release. You can bring your forearm right here. Get lazy with it. Shoot. And then I'm just on the belly of the gastroc, pinning it down, stretching it down.
That is always tight right there.
So this has a lot to do with that pressure.
I think when this got hit and stiffened up, it all... Yeah.
So that's why we work the full chain. Just because they're having problems on their plantar doesn't mean that the problem didn't start in the hip. Just like she said, she was in a car accident. So she was hit from this side. All of this could have contributed down to the foot. So that's why we work the whole chain. And just putting compression and extension. Compress and extend. We can add a PNF cycle right here. Press your foot up towards the ceiling and let it go. Press up again. Let it go. Press up again, let it go. Let it go. Good. Once you get a really good release right here, you can bring that foot inside. You want to gently use your elbow to press. We're going to start right here at the top. Let's give our thumbs a break. So we're not going to use our thumbs. You can use your knuckle right here. Start with a very gentle compression right there with your knuckle, or you can use your elbow. Start off with a very gentle compression of the elbow and just slowly sink in. And then I'm going down towards the toes. I also have her toes in a plantar flexion, just to shorten that plantar a little bit so I'm not putting too much stress on that tip. Or is it a ligament? That's a good question. Maybe I'm overthinking. I can't think straight right now. And now I'm at the base of the big toe, right on that knuckle, and I'm just putting pressure right there. I still have her toes in a plantar flexion. And I'm just holding it. Okay. Bring her foot up. Now, as you can see, her foot goes in. So what we can do, grasp, rotate her foot out, and then bring it down. And I want you to press up through your pinky toe.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I even do that.
Let it go. Good. And what I'm going to do, you can do about 3 PNF cycles of that to correct that pronation of the foot. Then what I'm going to do is pretty much mobilize the joints. Okay, grab the toes, rotate them, extend them as you rotate. I'm putting a little bit of pressure on that plantar as I do this. And then my thumb is right here on those first joints. I'm just mobilizing in and out, all the way up to the last joint. Then some rotations, mobilizing. She has very little range of motion right there. But I'm just going to mobilize. I'm not going to stretch. Inversion, eversion of the foot. Yep, I know. This pinky toe is stuck, so I'm just going to kind of get my thumb in between that pinky toe and the 4th digit and just mobilize Get some pressure in between the toes. And then I want to bring it to plantar flexion, and then I'm going to extend the toes out. And I want you to curl your toes in towards me for a PNF cycle. You're going to hold that for 3 seconds. And then let it go. And I want you to do that one more time. Let it go. We're going to hold that for about 30 seconds. As I'm holding it, I kind of want to get some mobilization in. We're going to do the same thing for the big toe. I'm just going to extend that big toe out, not putting any type of pressure on the plantar. I don't want to aggravate it. And then I want you to curl that big toe in for me. Let it go. Curl in again. And let it go.
I think Italian.
So this is a really good stretch for the soleus when the knee is in flexion. Because if it's in an extension, you're hitting the gastroc, not the soleus. The soleus does not cross over the knee joint, so you have to bring that knee into flexion in order to get to the soleus. Press your foot up for me. Let it go. Goodness. All right, that is the end of the plantar fasciitis stretch flow. I'll see you guys in your next video.